Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a necklace today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in the most recent dollar bead box, the one from March 2024. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to watch it, where I go over everything that came in the box. I have a coupon code. It's Teresa2, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I'm going to be using these 8 by 14 millimeter check glass melon drops that came in the box. The color is opaque white with copper wash. And I'm going to be using these 6 millimeter check glass melon beads. These are deep violet. I'm going to be using some of these 4 millimeter silver resin miracle beads that came in the box. I'm going to be using the 18 millimeter check glass daisy that came in the box. Rainbow violet is the color on it, and that's going to be my focal. And I've got one of the melon beads and a couple of the little 4 millimeter beads. Got a little piece of chain in there I'm going to hang it off of, and a head pin and an eye pin. I'm going to be using these seed beads to space out the beads. I don't have these labels, so I'm not exactly sure what the color is. It's some sort of a topaz color, I think, but I thought I'm using copper findings. I thought I would use copper findings since there's copper in these beads, and I thought these seed beads went fairly well with the copper findings. And then in here I've got some findings. I've got a lobster clasp, a couple of pieces of chain from my stash, and then a smaller piece that I'm going to use as an extender chain. I've got a 6 millimeter jump ring and an 8 millimeter jump ring. I've got 4 2x2 crypt tubes and 4 wire guardians. And I've got one of these little pewter swirl charms in antique copper that came in the box. They're 10 millimeter. I think that's everything that's in there. I've got my bead stopper. I'm using my soft flex spinning wire and fine. This is 21 strand and it's a copper color. I'm going to be using my chain nose pliers, my tweezer pliers, my round nose pliers, both pairs of my bent chain nose pliers. No, I only need one pair of my bent chain nose pliers. Both pairs of my crimping pliers, both pairs of my cutters, and I'm going to be using my flat nose pliers a little bit to open and close this chain. It's got some pretty big links in it, so I can open and close it fairly easy, but it's easier to do with the flat nose pliers. And I've got my little New Orleans shot glass to put my wire in when I cut it off. I think that's everything. I'll try to put links to everything I can find links for in the description box below, everything that didn't come in the box. So hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to make my focal first here, and I changed my mind. I am going to need both pairs of my bent chain nose pliers because I was just going to make a simple loop here, but I'm not very good at simple loops, and I decided I want to try to make a wrap loop so that hopefully my little daisy here won't spin around very much. And I got a longer eye pin. I had a shorter head pin. Like I had a short one out because I was going to do a simple loop, but since I'm going to do a wrap loop, I need a longer one to do the wraps with. So I'm going to put my little daisy on here. And now I'm going to take my pliers and go to the very tip of the pliers. I'm going to bend the wire over at a 90-degree angle. Take my round nose pliers and put them in the crook of the bend. Round nose pliers facing me. Bend the wire back until it hits the bead. Rotate the pliers till they're facing the table. Take this piece of wire up and under here until it hits the bottom of the pliers. Kink the wire back until the loop is centered over the bead. That usually stands this little piece of wire almost straight up. Now I'm going to take my bent chain nose pliers and hold on to my loop and take my wire down a little bit. I might be able to do this with my hands because that pin is so long, but I'm just going to go ahead and use my other pair of pinch nose pliers. I'm going to start to wrap. I want to make sure to get that first wrap in under the bottom of the loop and not over the top of the bottom of the loop. I'm just going to wrap till there's no more room to wrap. That's probably still going to spin a little bit, but not as much. I think I got my wraps not nice and neat there. Let me try to see if I can salvage this. Okay, yeah, that's still going to spin around. That didn't really help much, but now I'm going to cut off my extra wire. And now I'm going to take my crimping pliers. I use the little half circles on each end to tuck in the burr when I cut off wire. I'm going to tuck in a little burr. Okay, now I'm going to take my eye pin, and I'm going to open the eye of the eye pin, thread on this little dangle that I've made, close the eye pin back, make sure to close it back really well. Now I'm going to take one of my little 4mm beads, one of my smaller melon beads, and another 4mm bead. And this one I am going to make a simple loop, so I'm going to take my pliers and go a little bit above the bead so that I don't crack my bead. Bend over at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to cut off and leave about 1/4 of an inch of the pin. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I'm going to go to the very end here, make sure there's no wire sticking out. I'm going to start rolling my loop down here. I just find it easier to do it down here. And then I'm going to go to the tip of the pliers and finish rolling my loop so that it'll be a small loop. And my loops are almost never facing the same way after I get done doing this, so I'm just going to take 2 pairs of pliers and turn them so that they're both facing the same way. Because if I don't, my flower is not going to hang right on my necklace when I put it on there. It's going to hang like that, which is what I want. So that's going to be my focal. So hold on, and I'll get the rest of my beads, and I'll string up one side, and then I'll do the other side off camera. So hold on, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to string up one side of my necklace now. I've got my little 4mm beads and my 6mm melon beads and my larger oval melon beads and my seed beads. So I'm going to do a 4mm bead and a seed bead, a 4mm bead, seed bead, 4mm bead, a seed bead. Now I'm going to do one of these long melon beads, a seed bead, a 4mm bead, seed bead, 6mm melon bead, seed bead, 4mm bead, seed bead, long melon bead, seed bead, $4mm bead, seed bead, 6mm melon bead, seed bead, 4mm bead, seed bead, my long melon beads, seed bead, 4mm bead, seed bead, 6mm melon bead, seed bead, 4mm bead, seed bead, long melon bead, seed bead, 4mm bead, seed bead, 4mm bead, seed bead, and a 4mm bead. Take that out of the way here. So that's going to be one side of my necklace. So hold on, I'll get my crimp beads and my wire guardians and I'll crimp it. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my crimp tubes and my wire guardians here now. So I'm going to put my crimp tube on here. And my wire guardian. I'm going to tuck in my little wire guardian a little bit. Now I'm going to come down the other side of my wire guardian, the other channel. Now I'm going to go back through my crimp tube. I'm going to hold my wires apart so they don't get crossed, because when I crimp it, I want both of my wires to land in their own little individual channel, and they won't do that if they're crossed. Now I'm going to take my crimping pliers and I'm going to go on that part there that has the tooth. I'll lay the tooth on top. Guess I should zoom in just a little bit more so y'all can see better what I'm doing. Lay my tooth on top, squeeze, and that puts each wire in its own little channel there. Now I'm going to go into, there's 3 half circles on each side of these crimping pliers. I'm going to go in the middle one because it's the one for the 2x2 crimp tubes. Lay my crimp in there and squeeze. Give it a good tight squeeze. I'm going to tug. That's good. So now I'm going to take my cutters and cut off my wire. And I use a different pair of cutters for bead stringing wire than I do craft wire and head pins and things like that. So now I'm going to push all this down and cut it off my spool. I usually just leave it attached to the spool if I know what my design's going to be, because I kind of feel like I don't waste hardly as much if I do that. So, although I probably wasted a lot there, I don't think I needed that much. Now I'm going to put my crimp tube on this side and my wire guardian. Tuck in my little wire guardian. Now I'm going to go down the other channel of my wire guardian. back into my crimp tube. And if I can, I go through a bead on this side because it's harder to crimp on this side because the beads are in the way and my hands are in the way. And if I go through a bead on this side, it kind of gets my hands out of the way. Plus it also centers my wire guardian over the last bead there. So I'm going to hold on to my crimp or my wire guardian and pull my wire through. Make sure my wires are not crossed in there. Now I want to make sure that I don't have any slack in my piece, but I don't want it to be real tight because if it's real tight it won't drape well. So I usually coil it up like that before I crimp it, and that usually keeps it from being too tight. Now I'm going to go and take these crimp tubes, or this crimping pliers again, and go into the part with the tooth. Lay my tooth on top. Squeeze. Now I'm going to turn it and go into the part with the half circles again. And squeeze, if I can get it to stop slipping around on me. Okay, let's try it this way. Well, it's just determined to slip around on me. Because I'm doing it on video. If I wasn't doing it on video, it wouldn't give me any trouble. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to give it a good tight squeeze. Didn't get it squeezed good because it keeps slipping around on me. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm going to give it a tug. That's good. So now I'm going to cut off my extra wire. So that's one side of my necklace. So I'm going to go ahead and make the other side just exactly like this off camera. And then when I come back, we'll put it all together. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got both sides of my necklace made here now. I'm going to put it all together. So first I'm going to take I've got 3 lengths of my chain here, and I'm going to take my flat nose pliers because I can open this chain better with them. I'm going to find where it opens. I'm going to open it. There's some thick chain. I'm going to thread on one side of my necklace. I'll try my smaller bent chain nose pliers and see if it's easier. Yeah, that's easier. Now I'm going to close my chain back. Now I'm going to open this other side. Thread my other side of my necklace on. Close it back. And now I'm going to take my focal that I've made here, and I'm going to open my loop that I made on this end. And I'm going to hang it from the middle piece of chain there. I think that is my intention anyway, if I can get it on there. There we go. Now I'm going to close my loop back. So that's how that's going to be. Now I'm going to go up here and put on the rest of my findings. I've got, I should have measured these sides to see how long they are so I could tell y'all. They're about 6 inches each side is. So now I'm going to take a 6mm jump ring and I'm going to open it up. Oh no, I forgot my chain. I need my chain. These pieces of chain are about 4 inches each. Now I'm going to open one end of my chain. Thread on one side of my necklace. Close my chain back. I'm going to do that on this side. Open up my chain. Thread on this side of my necklace. Close my chain back. Okay, now I'm going to take a 6mm jump ring and open it up. Put on this side of my chain and my lobster clasp. Close my jump ring back. I'm going to take a 8mm jump ring and put it on this side. And I've got a, well, knew I wouldn't get through all that without dropping something. Again, I've dropped it twice now. Okay. Now I've got a little piece of extender chain that's, I think it's about 1.5 inches long. Put it on there, close my jump ring back really well. And now I'm going to take the end of my extender chain and open it. Thread on my little charm here. Close it back. Make sure I've got it closed back really well. So now I'm done. So there's my necklace. So hold on, let me get it all laid out here and get everything cleaned up and I'll be back. Okay, there's my necklace made with some of the beads that came in the most recent dollar bead box, the one for March 2024. There's some beautiful beads in this box. Of course, there are always beautiful beads. And like I said, if you're not subscribed to the box and you decide you want to be, my coupon code will save you $2 off your first box. And I just realized I said the wrong coupon code at the beginning of the video. I said Teresa 2, but that's wrong. It's THJ2. And I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. I also sell gift cards and some extra beads and bindings that I have. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.